Happy Thursday, everyone. I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach, coming to you live in a few different places. The Facebook's, LinkedIn, which has been glitchy AF today. If anyone's watching from there, what the heck is going on? YouTube and Twitter. Twitter, I made 2 posts today. I'm getting a little more serious there. Since LinkedIn has been really weird lately, I'm really wanting to diversify. And I like text only. Like, that's one of the reasons I love LinkedIn, is because it's text only and I like writing. The only problem with Twitter is that, like, it's short form. And I'm long-winded, guys. You've seen my lives. So anyway, if you have any tips for LinkedIn, Twitter, I would love to hear them, because it's one of the social media platforms that I just have never hacked or spent any time trying to understand. Anyway, that's not what we're going live about today. Today, I want to talk about the number one thing that I hear from potential clients, people in my world, and new business owners in general, is how do you get leads? And if you're brand new to starting a business, I want to make this like so accessible for you. A lead is someone who has expressed interest in working with you, but has not signed up yet. Okay, so if someone were to book a sales call with you, that is a lead. If someone were to download your PDF and get on your email list, that is potentially a lead, although not a hot one. Could be hot, but usually they're a little lukewarm. So how do you get leads for your business? And also the question that I get, on the back end of this is like, what's the best way? Like, there are ways, but like, what's the best way? And the answer I give, people always get super annoyed with, because it depends. It really depends. It depends on what stage of your business you're in. It also depends on your personality. For me, going live and just being seen, like, I tend to be able to grow my business this way. For other people, if you're not comfortable doing this, then it can be, just a struggle. And it's not gonna get you clients if you're not, enjoying it and having fun. Also, your business, like, what kind of business do you have? If you are in a business that is kind of shame-based, know that, like, the things that you post online are gonna, like, activate stuff, and your ideal clients probably aren't going to engage that much. So it depends. It really does. There are 5 ways that I really find effective for newer businesses. So businesses who are just starting out, and hi, whoever's watching, welcome. Businesses who are just starting out, who like have a niche, or just like getting their feet wet, getting their first few clients, and then the next stage. So here's good news, bad news. How you get clients to start does have an expiration date. How you get clients to start, let me see, Tommy, every time we put ourselves out there and give good advice, it's a plus for our rep. Yes. Yeah, just being helpful. Being helpful is such an amazing thing to do. Just in general, it's generous, but it gives people an experience of what you're like. It gives people kind of like an in on, what your personality is like, what you might be like to talk to, so on and so forth. But anyway, back to good news, bad news. So the things that you're going to do in the first 6 months to a year of starting your business that will get you clients will only work for that first 6 months to a year. Okay. Usually at that like 9, 10, 11 month mark is when those ways tend to start to crumble. And it's one of the reasons why I've changed all of my like higher level programs to be a year long, because I want to see people through any plateaus like that. I want to make sure that they're set up for success. But I just want to name this. So if you are a new business owner and you've gotten a few clients, and like the way you got them, like maybe you got them all in referrals, but like you can't go back and keep asking the same people over and over and over and over again for referrals. Like, they're out of people, right? Just know that it's natural for you to tap out whatever your initial like method of getting clients. And you're not broken. Your business is not going to tank. This is not abnormal. You're not the only one who's struggling with this. It happens to everyone. Okay. I work in this every single day and I see it all the time. So I want to talk through all the ways in which, maybe not all the ways, there are a lot of ways to get clients, but top five ways new business owners can get leads for their business. Okay. And I want to be clear here. You're getting leads. These are not guaranteed clients. You also need to learn how to sell them. You need to learn how to get them on the phone, and on the phone, get them to say, yes, I want to be in your program, or I want your service, and here's my money, and let's do this. Okay. Separate skill. We're talking just about getting leads right now. If you need to learn how to do sales, my Build Your Own Business group program has a whole section on that. Okay. It's holistic selling. It's very natural, not pushy. It's very consultative. So like, you're doing what's best for the person in front of you, not for your pocket. Okay. All right. So the number one way that I have my clients do to get their first few clients actually kills a few birds with one stone. Okay. So it's not the purpose, but I have all of my clients when they're just starting out do ideal client interviews. Okay. Now, this is an amazing practice. If you haven't done this in your business yet, I highly recommend it. I have this incredible process that I've put together over the last 5 years. And literally, I've tested it with myself, with dozens of different clients. And the questions are curated to help you, A, get in touch with exactly how your ideal clients describe their problems, because they describe them in a different way than you do, right? You're the expert. You see the root of the problem. You see like what is actually the problem. Now they may feel like, oh, I need to lose 10 pounds. Whereas you're going to see, oh, well, actually you need to work on just like having more fun and being happier. You need to work on self-love. Like self-love is going to be the key, right? They don't see it as a self-love or a fun problem. They see it as like, my pants are too tight. I want to lose 10 pounds. You have to get in touch with what their wake up in the morning problems are. You also have to get in touch with how they describe their ideal state, okay? Their best outcome. The questions that I have in the program in BYOB are so simple and so easy to ask. And it's incredible because you get so much gold from them. You'll know exactly. So the ideal client interview. So it kills a few birds with one stone. I know it's kind of a violent saying, but just go with me here. One, those interviews are going to be the basis for all of your marketing, for all the copy that you do on your website, anything that you say in videos. I mean, heck, like this is a topic that came up in my research. Okay. So here you go. This is a live based on research. Okay. So you're going to be able to like streamline all of that and figure it out. You're also going to understand exactly what your clients are looking for. So you're going to be able to create an offer that's going to feel like it was custom designed to them. Okay. So of course it's going to be a no-brainer for them. Now, as you're doing these interviews, these people are booking on your calendar. Because they're booking ipso facto, they're going to get on your email list when your offer is ready, when you've designed it. You get to reach back out to them and say, hey, thank you so much for, letting me interview you. My program's ready. Do you want some information on it? And let me tell you, there's usually a few people who remember that interview and remember all the feelings that came up as they were answering these questions. And usually they come through as clients. If they don't come through as clients, then they usually have some referrals for you for people who should be working with you, right? So ideal client interviews are foundational to starting a business because you can play the guessing game all you want. I mean, my clients and I do this all the time. Like we'll play this guessing game of what they think, we think they need to be saying to get clients. Of course, you have to go out and test it, and sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't, right? This is a way that you can hack that in half. Okay. You do not need to just play the guessing game and throw spaghetti at the wall endlessly. Okay. This is an amazing way to do that. Now, and of course, I just want to name, ideal client interviews are for market research. It's not the goal to get clients through them. It's a happy result that sometimes happens that you get clients through them. Okay. Now, you cannot do the rest of what I'm about to talk about without doing ideal client interviews. You just can't. It's not going to land well for you. And you're not going to be able to charge enough money to make a full-time living, usually, depending on what you're doing. The next thing that I recommend when you're just starting out is networking. Okay. Like I said, when you start out, you're probably asking everyone and their mother for referrals, right? And you run out of people really fast. You need to make sure that there are more humans in the world who feel like they know you, who understand what you do, and will introduce other people to you. However, the caveat here is you have to know how to introduce yourself in a way that they instantly know how you're useful to them. Okay. So I'm just going to have a sip of my little spin drink here. So for instance, when I'm out and about and people ask me what I do, I just very clearly say, oh, I help business owners get more clients. That's it. Cool. Like super easy. They can ask follow-up questions like what kinds of businesses. But usually when I say that, if I'm saying it to the right person, they're like, oh, I need you. I need that. Or I know someone who needs that. And that's the result that you want. That's the response you want. But you can only really understand what that core problem is, what that thing that you do is that you're just going to say really quick. If you do ideal client interviews and if you do them correctly. Okay, so networking is really rich. Now, here's the mistake that a lot of people make when they go networking is they hand out their information. Oh, here's my number. Here's my card. Get in touch when you're ready, right? No, don't do that. You always want the ball in your court. When you go to a networking event, if you're talking to someone and you're vibing and you're thinking, oh, cool, like I would love to work with this person, and they're giving signals that they want to work with you too. It's kind of like asking someone out on a date, right? You're like, ooh, like I'm going to hit on you for business purposes, but like don't actually hit on them. Anyway, so you want to ask for their number. You want to say, hey, listen, like I'd love to talk to you further about this. What's your phone number? And let's set up a time to talk. Like, lock them in for something on the calendar. Have them pull out their phone. If they are not open to scheduling something right then and there, then just say, hey, well, then what's your number? I'd love to touch base with you in the next couple of days and put something on the books. There you go. Simple. But the ball is in your court. Okay. You have their phone number. You can reach out to them. Now, it takes bravery to reach out to them for sure. But it's better than you waiting by the phone wondering what happened if they didn't like you. If they maybe like found someone else who was better, or if they were lying, and they weren't actually interested in talking to you further. Usually people just forget, or they do with what I do. Anytime my business card gets handed to me, it goes in my pocket, and I don't check my pockets before I do laundry. So it all turns into lint, and lint is very hard to read. Okay. So do them a favor, get their phone number so you can follow up with them. Okay, you do the work. You're the one that's going to make money at the end of this, hopefully. So you get to do the groundwork to follow up with them. Okay, number 3. So first one is interviews. Second one's networking. Number 3 is posting to social media. Now, again, I'm going to say you can only do this really effectively when you've done ideal client interviews, because you need to understand in your client's own words what they're going to resonate with when they see it online. The most impactful client getting, lead generating posts that I have made came directly from my interviews. Like copy and paste one sentence that someone said that they were struggling with, pop it at the top, write a whole post about why that's super painful and what's the impact of staying there. And like, if they were to fix that one thing, what would the result be? Okay. You can do this. Like posting on social media is really scary when you get started. Okay. I know there's this whole monologue that happens in your head of like, well, who am I to post? Who am I to like share my thoughts. Like my thoughts aren't that interesting. Who's going to want to read that? What if someone reads it and hates it, right? Like there's so many fears. Hi, Colonel Spawns. That's a great name. Hello. Welcome to my live. There's just so many fears that happen when you're starting to post on social media for your business. You just got to get over it. Like, I know that's very simplistic, but here's the thing. Your nervous system doesn't understand like the difference of being afraid of like public judgment and fear of, like there being a live tiger in the room that's going to eat you. Okay. It's both life or death, right? So whenever you're faced with something that you're afraid of that has to do with your business, here's what you're going to have to do for your nervous system. You're going to have to do it anyway. And you're going to have to do it anyway and show your body and your mind and your spirit that you're not going to die from it. Okay. And then you're going to have to do it again and again, show yourself that you're not going to die from it. And then again, and then again, and then again, until your nervous system is acclimatized to not dying. That's the only way to get over one of these fears. Okay. When I first started, oh my God, I wrote the dumbest post on Facebook. And I made a really stupid mistake. I'm not even going to tell you what this mistake was. And one of my professors from college, who I'm friends with on Facebook, corrected me in the comments for this really stupid mistake. I had friends from my like group program that I was in, that I was a member of, reach out to me like, "Are you okay? That was humiliating." It was awful. But I didn't die. And that's like the worst case scenario. That's honestly the worst thing that's ever happened to me on social media. Okay. But you know what? I lived. I've built a business on social media. It's possible. Now, the next one is something that you can do on the back end of having a social media presence, because you need people to come, right? Hosting webinars. Webinars are an incredible way to get leads. Okay. Webinars are basically lead magnets. Someone signs up for your webinar, they end up on your email list. You can follow up with them and invite them to future things. I want to just remind you, when you host your first webinar, probably no one's going to come, right? No one's going to come to your first one, your second one, your third one, but they'll come to your fourth, and they'll start coming to your fifth, and more will come to your sixth. When you start hosting webinars, what you're doing is you're training your world that you're the kind of person that has webinars. For the first couple, like people are just like, oh, that's so interesting that, Jim is doing a webinar. I didn't know he did those. I'll have to check it out at some point in the future, right? You have to keep doing them. My very first webinar, no one showed up. Like no one registered, but I was like, I didn't understand the technology at the time. So I still like sat there on Zoom, like waiting to see if anyone would show up. Doesn't work that way, apparently. Second one, no one registered. Third one, my dear friend Tyler, who was my marketing guy at the time, and he's incredible. We just don't happen to work together anymore. Tyler Cook, if you're interested in email marketing, he's incredible. Anyway, he came and he got like the full like fire hose of information because I was so excited to have someone. My fourth one, I had two people register and they confirmed that they were coming. One person I knew, the other person I didn't. And so I panicked. And I forced my sister and my dad and my friend Palmer to come to this webinar and be like sit-ins for me running this thing. And then from there, it grew and grew and grew. Okay. So don't get discouraged if people don't come to your webinars or, it's like coming to your party right off the bat. It's normal. Okay. But it's an incredible way to get people in. It's also that like nice low pressure way for people to be in the same room as you, experience you in a low pressure setting where it's not going to be a hard sell, right? Being one-on-one on the phone, which is where we're trying to ultimately get people, that's high pressure. That's like, people are very nervous to get on the phone with people, right? We have introverts out there in the world. I'm not one, obviously. But people kind of need to ease into the relationship sometimes. It's your responsibility as the business owner to create low pressure ways for them to come into your world. All right. And number five is a new one that I'm loving playing with. I want you to start thinking about like creating a low ticket community. It could be something that people buy once and they just have lifetime access. It could also be a monthly membership. I want you to remember that once someone has bought from you once, they are 70% more likely to buy from you again. Okay. So if someone is already in your world and already paying for a lower ticket item, they're far more likely when they need the service or the offer, the program that you provide that's next level, they're far more likely to come back to you for that thing. Okay. Because they're already getting stuff from you. They're already benefiting from you. It's just a no-brainer for them to move up the ladder. All right. And here's the thing, you have an audience that you get to speak to. You get to not only generate leads by people coming in and paying for the membership, but you're making some money from it, or hopefully you're just at least covering costs. There are so many ways to do this, by the way. If you're curious in the membership model, guys, like I'm having so much fun building this with some of my clients. Anyway, those are my 5 ways, my 5 favorite ways of generating leads when you're just starting out in your business. If you are struggling with this, if you're on the struggle bus and anything that I've mentioned, you're like, I don't know how to do that. I want to learn how to do that. That's going to make my business more successful. I want you to book a call with me. Okay. I don't do high pressure calls. So when you get on the phone with me, we're going to have a real, honest, no bullshit conversation about what's going on in your business, what you want to happen in your business, and what's keeping you from getting there. And then if, and only if, it's a good fit for both of us, we'll talk about different ways to work together. Now, I will tell you this Build Your Own Business Group program, it's open enrollment until Wednesday next week. Tonight's the last night for the bonus, which is a free 1-hour session with me, which those usually go for about $1,000. Now, this program is one of my most affordable programs that I've ever rolled out. And the reason I created it is because there are so many people who are struggling financially right now, and they need these skills to be able to just know how to run their business. And this program does all the foundational work for you to get up and running and get your first 5 high-paying clients. All right. It also sets you up with a really solid foundation so that you can do those more advanced strategies either on your own or in the Build Your Own Business Advanced year-long incubator. Again, if you're curious about this, this is an amazing program. I'm so proud of it. And I'm so delighted with the people who are already signing up. It's going to be a really magical year. But anyway, the link to book a call with me is in the comments or in the captions. I think I'm done for today. I think this is going to be my last thing. So thank you all for joining. I hope you had an amazing day, and I will be seeing you in my live tomorrow. Okay. Bye, Tommy. Thank you for commenting.